Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, meine Damen und Herren, senores y señoras, welcome. It is game number 3 between MorroW and GoOdy here for the Eset qualifiers. Number 2 for the Eset Masters. It is GoOdy playing against MorroW. MorroW was able to take the first game. He was able to just withstand the first 2 attacks by GoOdy, meaning Mars Hellion Marine was not successful with a possible Cloaked Banshee triple follow-up. In the first game, MorroW was able to defend this quite well, and GoOdy just GG'd without getting attacked once. In the second game, GoOdy basically won the game with a Reaper bunker rush against a Zerg player. And I mean, it's quite ironic that MorroW is getting Reaper rushed and loses the game as a Zerg player. And yeah, so MorroW here in the bottom left as the red Zerg player, as the purple Terran player in the top right we have GoOdy. And now let's see where this is going, because we are here on Tal'Darim Altar, and what do you see here? No rocks, 1 gas, 5 mineral patches. So we are not playing on the ladder edition, but on the old school edition of Tal'Darim Altar. And what's the difference between the old version and the ladder version? It's 2 basic things. The first thing is that this second expansion has no rocks but less mineral patches and only 1 gas. And there is no low ground area here between the second expansion and the main base. So no possible siege tanks on the low ground, no blink stalkers possible. So it's this map basically is a little bit more Zerg friendly than the one there is on the ladder. Now the question is, for some of you, is it actually too Zerg friendly or is it not? I'm not able to answer this to you right away. Sorry, had some sound issues, but here we are. So let's just see where this is going. There we have MorroW going for the hatchery first. There's a hatchery finish, there's a poor just finish. Extractor is already up and running, but is not getting mined from. So this is interesting. I'm not sure why he went for this relatively fast extractor without actually mining from this extractor. I'm not really sure why this is the case. What GoOdy do? GoOdy went for a command center first, followed up with 1 barracks, 2 barracks, 3 barracks. So from now on he will just produce tons and tons of marines, but very soon will most likely transition into more of those siege tank. Now MorroW is going for the desperation gas deal, even though GoOdy does not need any gas right now because of the fact that he went command center first. Now of course MorroW knows about everything. He knows about this Arbol, he knows about barracks number 1, 2 and 3, but MorroW knows, okay, so he went command center first, he can only get out marines without any upgrades. My metabolic boost, the circling speed is about to get finished now, and there are no rocks, so I can go for an expand, and this is exactly what he's doing right now. Now, still having this extractor, not mining there. He had another extractor in production, then he cancelled the extractor, still only having this one. So he was mining the 100 gas because of the fact that the metabolic boost, the circling speed, is already finished. So yeah, he's got a circling here, but he's got only a total of 4 circlings on the field. The rest is all invested into drones right now. What does GoOdy have? Yeah, he's having some drones, some SCVs here, even getting some bunkers. Just wants to make sure that he's not going to die at the same time. Going for refinery number 1, refinery number 2, 3 and 4, so he's investing into a lot of gas, and a lot of gas for GoOdy means that he is going to go for some heavy factory play. And our friend GNU yesterday when the 4 Players Close Combat Cup was running said in the chat, oh yeah, GoOdy is just using up more gas than Detroit in the 1980s. And he's absolutely right about this. So there is the layer coming up, just started from over there. He's mining some gas once again, going for the second extractor and the third one right now. There is no extractor just yet. This hatchery just got finished. He's mining there a little bit from, so he will be on a total of 4 extractors pretty soon. I think it might be 5, getting a little bit higher of a mineral income, but still getting way less gas. And there are the factories I was talking about. Factory number 1, 2 and 3 getting made, immediately going for a tech lab on the first one, and most likely he will go for a reactor and a tech lab on barracks number 3 and number 2 as well. Second bunker coming up. GoOdy just absolutely wants to make sure that he's not dying to any banelings. And speaking of banelings, this is a banelings nest, and this here on the left side is a roach warren. He's got the evolution chamber out already, not going for any upgrades just yet. Now just started with a ranged attack, so this means he wants to go roaches, and going roaches against this, what GoOdy is planning, is a very good idea actually, because there is a Hellion and there is the blue flame getting researched right now. Of course, a blue flame is quite a good upgrade to have, and let's just see where this is going from here. Now, he's not just yet attacking. He's got a total of 5 Hellions on the field. Let me just check. Oh no, it's 6 Hellions. He's going for the double armory, and double armory means that he will be able to upgrade those Hellions and other mech units quite fast, lifting up the barracks to allow those Hellions to move out. Now those Hellions are on the move at the same time. MorroW was able to get up or even start the morphing process here on another expansion, but there we see the roaches, and the roaches are getting split and are already waiting. Here are the Hellions moving in, and those Hellions most likely will not be able to do much because more roaches are waiting. GoOdy is just saying, okay, fuck this, I'm going to move in anyway, splitting up the Hellions, and those Hellions actually killed quite a lot of drones at the same time. More Hellions are trying to take out more drones here in the main base, and actually is not doing too bad of a job to take those out. Let's take a look. He killed a total of 21 drones here, and this is quite an accomplishment, not losing too many forces. Let's take a look at the units lost, and there we can see that MorroW is behind by 325 resources. There MorroW is getting an infestation pit, of course, sure, why not? Infestation pit is very good. Because the infestors with the fungal against the Hellions, against the mech units, is quite a good thing to have. Now 6 more drones are in the making from MorroW. Let's take a look at the harvest account. As soon as those drones are out, but he just decided to go for 8 more, so he will be in the lead by 7, but still GoOdy is having, oh yes, 1 orbital command, 2 orbital commands, will be able to just go for some nice muling here. Now this Overseer is going to get taken out. It does have the Overseer speed upgrade, actually could outrun the Banshee, the Viking, just super slightly, because they got the same movement speed as the Viking, but every time the Viking wants to do some damage, the Viking has to stop for just a small tiny millisecond here. Now more Hellions just getting intercepted, getting taken out, and of course dead Hellions, a good Hellions, at least from the perspective of MorroW, of course our Swedish Zerg, formerly Terran player, who is now going for the +2 missile attacks, the burrow tunneling claws, pathogen glands upgrade for the infestors, getting more of those roaches, some drones, and there we see the 2 extractors he's adding to get himself a little bit of a higher gas income. At the same time, what is GoOdy doing? The German Panzer General is having some panzers out already. There we see the Hellions, there we see the Thors, and he is going to go for another command center. Here it is. It's finished in about 10 seconds, but then you need to remember it's another 35 seconds for the orbital to finish with the transformation, and then, well, let's just say 15-20 seconds to lift this thing up and exactly move it over here to expansion number 2. But MorroW, take a look at this. There are the overlords everywhere on every possible expansion, just gooing it everywhere to see if there's going to be an expansion there. We see a roach here, there's an overload, there's an overload, another overload getting in position. And when we take a look at the vision of MorroW, now there we see all those 2 Hellions who will get taken out without actually doing too much. Maybe they will be able to kill 2 or 3 drones. Yeah, 3 drones it is. So now we are in the vision of MorroW. And when you take a look at the minimap, he basically sees everything already. 1, 2, 3, 4 bases. Now here is base number 5. Here, Zergling at the Zellnager is getting taken out, but he's got so many roaches, and those roaches all got the burrow. Now, unburrowing a single roach scan coming up. MorroW needs to evacuate the building right now, and this is what he's doing. And by building, of course, I mean the center of the Tal'Darim altar, which is the map we are currently on. So now, those roaches are moving around here. We see an infestor, we see neural parasite, we see the roaches coming up. The hive is about to get finished in 40 seconds, but 1 base, 2 base, 3 base, macro hedge, so triple expand plus macro hedge coming up right now. We see some drones getting transferred over here to the 9 o'clock. Yeah, he is able to mine there quite a bit. Let's take a look at the income. Of course, with this 3rd base, with the 3rd orbital command finished, GoOdy is able to mule quite a bit. And this basically means, even though he's got a little bit less of an income in terms of total amount of harvesters, he's not falling too much behind because of the mules. But he is nearly mined out in the main, nearly mined out in the natural, and there we see so many roaches and so many infestors. GoOdy going for some scans. GoOdy's got even a Raven in the mix, like this quite a lot. Neural Parasite on the Thor, so Thor take out the Raven. With the Raven taking out, of course, he will be able to force up some more scans, but GoOdy's army is still looking quite fierce here. Moving it, but nice fungal. Buying MorroW a little bit more of a time. Now here on this map I cannot go for the full screen because I only can do this on official Blizzard ladder maps. There we see the roaches moving over once again, neural parasites on all of them, but the siege tanks do quite a lot of damage as well as the Hellions, and MorroW is just losing more and more stuff. GoOdy was behind 30 supply, now MorroW is the one being behind 20 supply, so 40 supply difference already was made up here. But now nearly all the Hellions are dead. It is just siege tanks and Thors coming up. MorroW needs to produce something, and he needs to produce something very, very fast. 48 Zerglings, 11 Roaches, 6 Infestors, 2 Queens, +1/+1 in the making, and +1/+1 only right now. We are 19 minutes into the game. So in that regard, he's a little bit light there. We have some Zerglings in the back. Most likely will get taken out right away, and indeed they do. At the same time, all those units move in, and super nice neural parasites on all of those siege tanks. There's not a thing GoOdy can do about this one, but one thing GoOdy can do about this one, he basically can wait. So nice job by MorroW to just burrow with those infestors. There's a scan coming up, so GoOdy knows about the ability of the infestors to burrow, of course. The siege tanks here on the low ground took out this hatchery at the natural expansion, still not doing too much though. He's got quite a lot of hatcheries left where he is able to produce units from and where he's able to mine from at the same time. So now where's GoOdy going? GoOdy is pulling back with the siege tanks. MorroW once again in the supply lead. He was ahead 30 supply, he was behind 20 supply, now he's ahead 20 supply once again. So the supply counts very, very, very fast. But now take a look at this. We see the Spire is finished, and here it is, the Devil's Head in the making, the greatest Spire getting morphed in right now. At 9 o'clock, there are the tanks sieging up. There is a Thor taking out this one single spine crawler. The second spine crawler is going to get taken out as well. Here we see this hatchery. It is going down, and this hatchery is suffering quite a lot. and all the lava suffering quite a lot as well. And today I was seeing a little bit of a GSL Team League. Why do I tell you about this? But hold that thought, because here are some infested Terran, some Zerglings, and those infested, of course, providing the infested Terrans, pulling back with those forces, taking out this one single command center. Now this orbital looks like it's going to get out there just in time. Here are the roaches, here are the Zerglings. Here just some single siege tanks, and those siege tanks will just get picked up. GoOdy needs to siege up with those, but he's not doing this. Just more infested Terrans, fungals and everything, and GoOdy is going to lose his complete army here. And the one thing I wanted to talk about on the GSL Team League, I was watching the VODs today, when Slayers were playing against TSL. One thing Killer did in one game, he killed X. He didn't focus on the hatchery, he just was focusing on the edge and the X to prevent any units from hatching, which was so smart. Was one of the reasons TSL played pretty good in this match for the Team League against Slayers. Not spoiling any results, don't worry. So GoOdy is able to mine here once again, and he just decided to absolutely make no sense at all, because 11 mules are basically oversaturating, because you only can efficiently go for one mule for each mineral patch, and now those mules are just going from the left to the right side. Another mass neural parasite coming up here at the center of the map. Will it be enough though? And indeed it will, because GoOdy is GGing out of the game, and GoOdy, after taking game number 2, is behind once again. So this basically means in this best of 5 finals, MorroW just needs to win one more game in order to secure himself 100 euros and a slot for the super finals for the tournament.